Good day, everyone. Today we're going to study layout rules. And of course, we are going to draw the layout of some basic gates like NOT gate, that is the inverter, and the NOR gate, and of course, how to draw the NAND gate. Just a couple of words on why we are studying layout rules. In the first place, what we have in our hand is a circuit, and you want to fabricate this circuit on a PCB or so, okay, on a semiconductor. In order to fabricate this from the circuit diagram, you have to make a physical layout such that it can be understood by the fabrication center. From the circuit to the layout directly is a very difficult task, and when you do it, you might end up making mistakes, and take up time to correct. Time is money. Effectively, let me say that from circuit to layout is a definite no. Therefore, intermediate step is introduced, which is the stick diagram. Okay. Let us think of stick diagram as a rough sketch of the layout. Okay. Stick diagram is like a rough sketch of the layout. Since it's a rough sketch, it's easy to draw. Okay. Easy to draw and redraw, of course. So today what we are going to see is, if you have already finished the stick diagram, the easy part, from the stick diagram to the layout, how? This is what we are going to see in today's video. Okay. From the stick diagram to the layout. Now let me say this once more. Stick diagram is a rough sketch of the layout, which means stick diagram tells us exactly how each layer is placed, how each layer is connected to another layer, and all the details as in where each layer comes, how it is connected, how many contacts are there. All this is dealt with at stick diagram level. Okay. Therefore, when you translate from the stick diagram to the layout, it is a mere translation of one code to another. You're using a certain code to draw the stick diagram. You're using another code to draw the layout. So you are actually translating the code that is used in the stick diagram to the layout. But layout has an extra, there is an addition in the layout, that is dimension. Okay. So it all boils down to this. Listen carefully. It boils down to this much. That is, from stick diagram to layout is just a translation of one code to another. Plus, you add dimensions. These are the two things that you have to do to get the layout. Translate the code from one form to another, and you have to add in dimensions. What are the rules followed in this? That is what we are going to see today. Okay. Now the rules that we are using in this video might differ from many other rules that you might have heard of, because layout rules are many. There are many layout rules. The ones that we are going to discuss today are called lambda rules. It's a very flexible layout rule set because it can change with technology. So this is what we are going to see in today's video. Okay. Lambda rules. So lambda rules define the code, that is the code the code that is to be followed by the layout, plus the dimensions that are to be followed by the layout. All these will be discussed in lambda rules. Let's do that. The rules that we will be discussing today are taken from the textbook by Basic VLSI Design by Bucknell, and let's start. What you see here is actually the layout rules that is doled out in monochrome. Monochrome meaning if you have only one color in your hand, that is your pencil or your black pen or whatever. If you have only one color in your hand, how to draw the layout? That is dealt in monochrome coding. Okay. I will not be discussing this. One of the reasons is that it's pretty hard to learn as compared to colored coding, and of course it's hard to remember it also. So I think we can spare our time, use our time to study the colored coding. Okay. Like I said, from stick diagram to layout involves two things. One is translation of the code that is used in stick diagram to the code that is used in layout, plus adding dimensions. Okay. So the first stage is what I'm going to show you here. That is the translation of code from stick to layout. Look at the stick encoding for green. Green is N diffusion. It is just a green line without any dimensions in stick diagram. When you go to layout, the translated code or the code that is used in layout is also green, but it is having a finite thickness and it is shaded with green color. Closely spaced shading. Okay, please note that it is closely spaced shading. This is how you code end diffusion in case of layout, and this is how you code end diffusion in stick diagram. You see the translation of code that is used in stick diagram to the code that is used in layout. This is exactly what we are doing here. Okay, red stands for polysilicon, that is in stick diagram. In layout also it is red, but it has a finite thickness and it is shaded in the opposite direction as compared to diffusion. Please note that it is shaded in the opposite direction. Blue shows metal 1, and in case of layout also it is blue color itself, but it has vertical shading and the thickness is finite. The black dot in case of stick diagram shows a contact, and in case of layout it comes as a square box. Okay, square box filled with black. The color is black. What we need next is the N-type enhancement mode transistor. In case of stick diagram, you drew it by drawing a red color over green. Red shows polysilicon and green shows N diffusion. Red over green. It can be horizontal or vertical. The red can be horizontal or vertical, and correspondingly diffusion too. Okay, it does not matter. When you translate it to layout, as you can see, it is again red over green. Please note it is red over green. Polysilicon over diffusion. Diffusion, as we have already seen, this is the code, and polysilicon, this is the code. That is exactly what you have done in the transistor. Okay. When you go on to depletion mode transistor, the difference is that you draw red over green in the same in depletion mode transistor also, but you draw a small yellow box over the crossing region, over the crossover region. Okay, that shows that a channel is already present. As you already know, in depletion mode transistor, a channel is already present, which means it is normally on MOSFET. Okay. When you translate it to the layout, it becomes the same thing as above, but with an extra yellow square box around the channel area. Okay. What do I mean by channel area? Channel area is the area where the polysilicon crosses the diffusion. In this case, you see, I'm drawing it with a black square. This is the channel area. Channel area. Channel meaning the channel of the NMOS transistor. You see where you have drawn a diffusion, the diffusion layer, one end is regarded as the source and the other end is regarded as the drain. Of course, if you want this to be source and this to be drain, you are welcome. That means it is interchangeable. It does not matter which end is source, the other will become the drain automatically. But please note that the red that you see here, the polysilicon represents the gate, and all of us know that there is only one gate terminal. Therefore, regardless of whether it is this end or this end, both these ends are the same gate terminal. Okay, please keep that in mind when we do the layout later. Both these ends are the same single gate terminal, both these ends, right? One more point, if anywhere in your layout polysilicon crosses diffusion, even if by mistake, then it would be interpreted as a transistor being formed. So, if you don't want a transistor to be formed, do not cross polysilicon over diffusion. Keep that in mind, very important. Okay. The remaining rules are listed out here. As you can see, in case of stick diagram, the P diffusion was given as yellow color. In case of layout, it is actually green color, but green color with widely spaced shading. Okay, and the widely spaced shading can also be shaded, or it has a shadow of yellow also, which means that this represents P diffusion in layout. Okay, this is the code for P diffusion in layout. That is how you translate it for P diffusion. Next up is the demarcation line. Demarcation line is used to show the difference in substrate between the components on one side as well as the other side. And when you translate it into layout, it becomes a brown box instead of a dashed line. Okay. Next up is the P diffusion or the P-type enhancement mode transistor, which is, this is how you can draw the P-type enhancement mode transistor. You have the green hashed diffusion here. It is widely spaced, and you can add a yellow box, or you can actually add the yellow shading for these lines. Okay. Either way, it is p-type enhancement mode transistor. The transistor dimensions. So the second part of layout, the first part was the code translation. The second part was dimensions. Let's go into dimensions. We will do only the dimensions that we really need in order to do NOT gate, NAND gate, etc. So watch carefully. The first thing that we need to do is enhancement or enhancement mode transistors, N transistor and P transistor. Look at the N transistor. The dimensions are both P polysilicon as well as the diffusion. The width is 2 lambda. The width is always 2 lambda. Another point that you need to note is that the width that is extending out of the channel is always 2 lambda. In all directions, it is 2 lambda. See, it is 2 lambda in all directions. Okay, please note that. What you see here is a very important page as far as layout rules are concerned, because we will be using all these in order to draw the NOT gate, etc. The minimum width of N diffusion is 2 lambda. Minimum width of P diffusion is also 2 lambda. Minimum width of polysilicon is also 2 lambda. It's pretty easy to remember, isn't it? The minimum width of metal is more than all these diffusion and polysilicon. It is 3 lambda. Okay. The minimum width of metal is 3 lambda. Now the distance between two parallel lines, that is if you have a polysilicon and an N diffusion running parallel to each other, the minimum distance between them is 1 lambda, or you can actually put in 2 lambda to be safe. Okay. So the minimum distance between them is 1 lambda or 2 lambda. The minimum distance between two N diffusion layers, 2 lambda itself. And the minimum distance between P diffusion, two P diffusion layers is 2 lambda itself. Okay. Let's come down and look at the transistor. As we said earlier, NMOS or be it NMOS or PMOS, it is 2 lambda out of the channel in all directions. The minimum distance between a contact cut is shown here. Between a contact cut and a transistor channel is 2 lambda again. Okay. A contact cut is actually drawn as a big square with a small square inside it. The big square is 4 lambda by 4 lambda and the small square is 2 lambda by 2 lambda. And the small square is fully black in color, as you can see in this page. Okay, it's fully black in color. The dimension is 2 lambda by 2 lambda and it is situated in the center of the contact area. One more thing, this contact is actually an electrical connection between two materials. That is the very definition of contact, right? A contact is a connection between two different electrical connection between any two different materials. So this area surrounding the contact cut should show which are the two different materials being connected here. Which are the two different materials being connected here. How do I show the materials that are connected here? By filling it with the code of the two materials. For example, if I have to connect metal with N diffusion, I have to fill it with vertical shading of blue color, which shows that one material is metal. And then I have to fill it with closely spaced green shading, which shows that the other material is N diffusion. So the two materials that are being connected here, electrically connected here, are N diffusion and metal. Okay, you got the idea how to draw a contact and its center, that is the contact cut. Okay, the rule that you need to have in mind in this page, from this page, is this part. That is the minimum distance between two contact cuts. You have one contact cut here and another contact cut here. The minimum distance between these two is once again 2 lambda. Okay. So 2 lambda is an infamous number, very commonly and favorably used. I think this is all that we need to know in order to draw a layout of a simple circuit. Okay. So let's go right in and study how to do the layout of a NOT gate. First of all,